Hey, I wanted to check in again. My name is April. We started the Passion Play at our church, one of the churches I'm affiliated with. And while it is a very high emotion story, Jesus' story, Jesus of Nazareth, the part that always gets me is when all the townspeople and the Pharisees and all the people at once agreed that Jesus needed to die, and that instead of him being released back into the general population, that a man who had done a lot of wrong, he had influenced a lot of people to do wrong, he got chosen by all these people to be released back to the general public. Somebody who started mad crap. I'm just saying. And they decided to kill the innocent person who hadn't done anything. So I let that sink in. The guy's name was Barabbas. And every time I hear this phrase, "give us Barabbas," it like gives me chills and it rings bells. Religious people just wanting the status quo so badly that they want to release evil back into the general population rather than let somebody innocent influence people more than them. They wanted control more than they wanted deliverance for the people, peace for the people. And that, wow, like that really trips me out. Like every time I see it, it trips me out. No matter how many times I read the story, hear the story, see the story, that part always gets to me. Like, and I see people reenacting it in small and large ways all the time. I think I made a video a few years ago called "Give Us Barabbas," and like crucify the one who isn't hurting anyone, who wants to heal everyone. That's wild, right? But check it out. On a smaller level, the attempt by people with controlling religious spirits trying to make people who are influential, I don't know, spiritually, naturally, whatever, trying to make them be silent, shut them up, run them in the cave like Jezebel ran the prophet into the cave, running away from him, like how Saul ran David away, like trying to limit and cut off their influence when they weren't hurting anyone, when they actually were trying to help that actual person that was in authority. And the authority instead would try to shut them up, shut them off, cut them off, run them in a cave. That's wild, right? But that's what happened. And it kept repeating itself over and over until they got to Jesus. And then it kept on after Jesus died and rose again. They continued to do that same type of action with the apostles. Did all kind of wild stuff. If you look it up in history, it's kind of gruesome sometimes what they did to them. But like, there is a record of killing prophets, torturing apostles, crucifying, like all of that action targeted toward the people who are doing the least harm to society, which is insane and backwards and upside down, right? And then like people who are doing bad things. Like there's even people who were like abusing, molesting other people's children, and their church is still full. Like, I don't even know what to say, and I can't tell other people what to say. I'm a proponent of freedom. Like, people get to make their own choices. Not even God will take away your choices to do one thing or another. But the fact is that a lot of people would rather accept somebody who is doing horrible things than accept somebody who's trying to do something right, or who isn't just hurting anyone, even if they aren't trying to do anything. You know, like just the fact that you're at peace and you aren't doing any wrong. That's relative a little bit too, though. Like, not doing any wrong, I just mean not hurting anyone, because obviously if you're a human, you're going to have a wrong thought or a bad habit or something. Like, all have sin type of vibe. But even if you are not perfect, but you're like closer to perfect than the person is comfortable with, like, here they come, you know, like give us Barabbas, not you, you know, like and like the surprise on people's face if you ever defend yourself. Like, they say something and you say something back, and they're like, I can't believe you said that to me. Like, so basically you're saying you can dish it out, right? But you don't want to have to take anything back. Like, you come on now. Like, if you attack somebody and they mess around and defend themselves and you get hurt, who are you actually mad at? Like, yourself? Like, seriously, like, I watched this one person online years ago. They tried to attack someone and got surprised when the person defended themselves. It's like they couldn't see it coming. They came to that person's house, which was their first mistake, and tried to get in the window. They tried to come in the window to attack the person. That person beat them bloody right in that window. They were trying to get back out the window before the video was over. I said, oh my God, what is the world coming to? I don't know, but how are you surprised? Like, if you go poking the bear, touching people's beehive, you can't really be surprised when you get stung, when you get mauled, you know, like, I bet I leave people alone. I bet I do. I bet I don't go starting anything with anyone. You know? Like basic home training was leave folks alone. If they're not bothering you, you don't bother them. And y'all could both be happy in your little corners. But I have to go because I keep laughing. But I just thought I would mention that if you are a fairly innocent person, I know nobody's perfect, and a person or people keep on coming for you over and over and over again and trying to silence you and run you away and run you in the cave, shut you up and all this, like, you're not by yourself. Like, you're from a long line of people who have gone through that same thing, and God, Yahweh, has the same answer for all of them. I'm just saying, there's only a matter of time before he steps in and does something. If you are a parent, you understand. Sometimes even if you're an aunt, uncle, or older sibling, you understand. Somebody's only gonna mess with your child or your little brother so many times before they have to see you. So that's what's next. If you've been going through it for a while, if the same person or group of people keep coming, eventually they're going to have to see your father's hand. And they think you're alone because your family turned against you. Your family is the least of their worries. It is the hand of the Lord they should be most concerned with, because you can't stop him. Once he wants to do something, nobody can stop him. There's no power over the Most High God. That's why he's called the Most High. Personally, I'm going to leave folks alone. I'm just saying. All right, I gotta go. Talk to you later. Bye.